So today we're going to talk about Raze and Yoru because we've already seen Sentinels absolutely destroy teams on Bind using a Raze and Yoru combo.
Series is not over.
You know, I did just literally, I got a call from Starport saying, hey, this was supposed to last a little longer.
Yeah, it's like a sponsored thing,
Yeah,
right?
it's like a sponsor
I bet
thing.
you hear that a lot, Rob.
They thought they were
He's quick. He's witty. He's quick and witty. You gotta respect that.
They're like, when you told us 3 maps, we were expecting a little longer.
Satchel out.
What a satchel. The judge? The judge? Oh my god, GG.
13-2, game 1 over.
But not only have Sentinels proved that it can work on Bind, we're now also starting to see it on Sunset as well with Cloud9, where they are now destroying teams like they did to Furia yesterday with this combo again.
Con la TAM y nos vamos para la 10ª ronda.
Yo todavía no diría nada, todavía no estaría lanzando ese tercer mapa. Creo todavía que podemos esperar un poco de Furia. Vamos a ver por acá la información por parte de Oxy para tratar de llevarse. Rapidito, Havoc ya tenía que descansar. Leazi también limpiando. Oxy que vuelve a llevarse las sombras, pero rapidito Khalil descontaba el 1 a 1. Están quitando 1 por 1, 1 a 1. Cada uno de los equipos se lleva uno en ese orden sin problema. Ojito con Jake. Jake descontando. Whippy descuenta y se llevan nuevamente.
So I hope you enjoyed the Spanish commentary there. Those guys were absolutely popping off on this video. But let's take a look at this round then. And as you saw, it's just going to be a very, very fast A round. And obviously, one of the things with playing Raze and Yoru, particularly when you have a Yoru ult like C9 do here, is that it's going to be extremely explosive. Right, they are going to absolutely obliterate this site, right? As we get the Yoru ult just running in as quick basically as you can. And their timing here is really cool. Now, a little interesting note here is that Jake has put down all 4 stars, right? We've got a smoke in here. We've got a smoke deep in there, right? We see this little star that I think is going to be a recall star in here. And then they've got this one in here as well. And as they run this forward and, you know, we start to get onto the site here, you see that the Astrasuck goes down. So if anyone is here, like where this Raze is, if anyone is in kind of this square, right, and they're getting Yoru ulted, and so they know, like, hey, this Yoru is on me, you know, they're right on me, this Astrasuck means that they can't escape, right? It's just such like a cool little idea here from C9, and you see the problem that this Raze has, right? They get flashed, they can't escape because the Astrasuck is there, so they have to run into a Skydog, and then Oxy is just ready to come out of the ult and, you know, shorty you to death. Absolutely insane stuff from C9. And then whilst that's going on, now maybe Zephyr is a tiny bit late here, but you know, he's now blast backing in as well. So you've got this kind of second layer. Yes, you're already very concerned about this Yoru, who you know is on site, but now you've got the Raze blast packing in as well. And whilst Zephyr actually will die to this Omen just here in just a second, you see that Oxy is then able to go back and trade it out and, you know, be in an unknown position essentially, and then he's going to get traded out as well. But then the rest of C9 now are now here to where they can trade out Khalil also, and then obviously they take the site and they get it. And this is the thing, you know, this is tough to deal with when it's this explosive. You know, the ideas are really cool as well, you know, they very quickly end the round, and it's tough to deal with these fast execs, and Furia struggled throughout this entire defensive side to deal with some of these double duelists just dive into your face execs that C9 were throwing at them. But if C9 needed to play a bit slower, they could still do it, and they were getting away with murder with some of the Yoru stuff that they were doing.
Pero vamos a ver cómo termina la historia por acá. Entonces viendo ya la siguiente ronda empieza rapidito, empiezan a atacar, empiezan a dar un poco de información para saber hacia dónde tiene que correr la línea defensiva.
Bueno, nos quedamos en esta ronda y para el cambio de lado, todos fuerza en lo que queda de la economía. Se tiene que gastar ahora, no sirve ahorrar, no sirve para nada. 8 a 3 en el marcador, 5 a 5 correspondiendo el boombo tan bien rápido que llega por parte de Shepa y le forja caminos de Vanity, haciendo apertura por el side de A. Ya sabe, ya encuentra información, ya saben dónde está el orbe que recoge rápidamente Shepa, acompañado del IGL de Vanity. Hay un poquito de calor, tenía también, se echa ahí airecito Jackie, el controlador de la escuadra de Cloud9. 1 minuto y esta ronda antes del cambio de lado está lentísima para poder sacar información.
Están tratando de aguantar. Siento yo que no pueden obviamente jugar sin tener una estrategia planeada. Obviamente agresivo sí, pero tienen que cuidarse porque ya es el cambio, es la última oportunidad de generar estrategia. Así que ambos equipos tienen que sacar sí o sí esta última ronda. Vamos a ver por acá el ingreso por parte de Whip y Cloud9 ingresa y cegado se lleva el señor de la noche Leazi en este momento, que dice, pero cómo me mató, cómo lo hizo Conan. limpiando Oxy también descontando doble.
So let's just break this down from the very start here, and then we'll get into the post-plan, which is just as fun, by the way, as well. So what we're going to get here is we're going to get some, distraction, let's say, caused by this Yoru early on. And this is a big part of, like, C9 as well. That, often they might start with, just like a Yoru decoy coming out here towards A, just showing some kind of presence over here. But then in some of these rounds, they'd actually have a gate crash over here, and then they just sprint B, right? So they're creating kind of like, oh yeah, there's some pressure over here. But, like, you're always worried that at any moment, they're just going to blitz on into the site. And they can do it in different ways as well, right? And so the rest of the team here are coming and taking B main, while Swippy is just, watching for any mid push down here. And, they come and take B main. They put the Viper wall up. They send the dog in as well. They come and take this space, right? It's a good start for Cloud9. And, really, Fury are in a good position here, right? They've got that chamber set up on A in a nice position. He's just watching down towards A. And then they've got the rest of their other players, right, basically focused on the rest of the map. So you've got 4 players for mid and B, and you've just got 1 guy holding A. This is a good spot for Fury to be in, but Cloud9 are going to dismantle it without even really causing any problems to this chamber, right? Normally you'd be thinking, you push back this chamber, and then, you go from there. But Cloud9, all they really do is send in 1 recall star here, but that's all they need to do because of how crazy this comp is at what they do next, right? Because we're going to get the door shut by the Omen here just in mid, and it's going to get destroyed early on. And now the idea is insane, right? And this is so quick and it's so good because we're going to get a star in here, and you've got the wall in here blocking some vision. We're going to get double blast back coming in this way, and they're going to pinch on this Omen. Unreal how quick this happens. Unreal how good it is. Watch it on the map. I think it might even show you better, right? So Flash goes in there, in goes the Raze, right? Even manages to avoid the fatal. And look at our timing. This Omen is dead, right? Even though the Viper here does get caught by the Omen Flash, we can see from Whippy's POV, this Omen has no chance, right? At very best, he's going 1 for 1. But we managed to get the kill. But then the special stuff really happens next, because you see that gate crash just coming across the floor that's been sent out here from Oxy. I don't know. I mean, you can tell he was feeling it, right? Because we've got a lot going on the site, right? We've just got that kill on the Omen, right? We've seen these 2 guys here. We're in fights on the site. And so, these guys are distracted. And so what happens is you might think, oh, he's never going to actually take this TP, right? Well, he does, and you might have been wondering, how does he manage to get 2 kills? He manages to get 2 kills because he goes for this TP, because there's so much else going on, and there's so much else to worry about when you're playing as this Raze and Fade, that you don't notice that this Yoru has literally just TP'd right behind you, and Oxy is going to manage to get, the 2 freest kills of his life, essentially, as they now manage to get into a 4v2 and plant the spike. But we're not done, because there's more Yoru chaos to be had.
Plantado, ya tenemos Spike plantada, el 4 contra 2, vamos a ver cómo responde Musera, cómo responde Khalil, tienen oportunidad por acá, ya se fue obviamente Oxy que quiere descontar, vamos viendo a ver si Oxy puede obviamente acabar con la vida de esos 2 jugadores que están tratando de ingresar para ir ahí, pero no, dijo no, yo ya avisé, ya sé dónde están, yo me regreso porque tengo que cuidar el plantado de los Spike.
Bueno, está diciendo Furia que le apaguen el monitor a Oxy porque se le tepea, pero rápidamente Khalil corresponde a Vanity, se lleva el IGL de la escuadra de Cloud9. Hay condición de 3 para 2, pero el retake tiene que ser rápido porque se acaba el tiempo. La nebulosa que ya cae, ya que hacia atrás lo vemos también a Khalil, también por zona de... ¡Oh! Ahí estaba también Oxy triple para él, pero le niega la cuadra. Khalil solamente está solito contra Whippy Jackie, le queda difícil y prácticamente llega la 9ª ronda y ahí estaba para la escuadra.
Because as we get into this post bump, we're going to see the popped Yoru ult, and we see Oxy just run down here, and as you saw, he buys so much time with this ult. And again, they were just farming ultos with him, and then he gets out of the ult out here, right? So he comes out of the ult out here. He's now going to destroy this chamber trap, right? Obviously, they know where he is. He destroys the chamber trap. They heard the ult, right? But now, he's just going to TP across the other side, right? So he TPs back onto the site. And this buys just a ton of time, because of course, this chamber, now these 2 obviously are very worried, like, hey, there's a guy right here. And they don't hear this. So they don't know that he's back on the site. So that just buys them a ton of time. And it's round over. Like, the round is over. These guys simply do not have enough time to be worried about what that Yoru is doing and manage to, get all these kills and defuse the spike. Even though they managed to get that one just there, there's too much to clear out. That Yoru could be anywhere at this point. You have no idea. It's just not possible. It's just not possible to win the round. Like at this point, it's already over, and just from the Yoru alone, and again, just the chaos that they can cause with both the Raze and the Yoru, and there's so much going on, Furia just had literally no answers to this. And really, this half could have been 12-0. It really could have been, because Cloud9 dominated from start to finish. And so we've seen that Sentinels have made Raze and Yoru work on Bind. We've now seen Cloud9 make it pretty much work on Sunset as well. It brings up the question, maybe there's other maps out there as well that we might see someone try it, because it seems very difficult, if you know what you are doing, to deal with a good Raze and Yoru, particularly on the defensive side.